Hello, cheerleaders. Are you in formation? Let's do this. Pom poms out, pom pom poms out, pom poms out, pom pom poms out. Go jilly, go jilly, go jilly, go. Jilly, 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 go. Pom poms out, pom pom poms out, pom poms out, pom pom poms out. Go jilly, go jilly, go jilly, go. Jilly, 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 go. 皆さん、こんにちは。お元気にしていますでしょうか？ Hello, 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 hello. 私はジリジリです。I hope you are 元気。お久しぶりね。ごめんなさい。チアリーダー。ありがとう。見てくれていつもありがとうございました。So, today I want to talk about my experience at a Japanese speech contest. So, I'll talk about how I found out about this contest, why I entered, and how I prepared, and what was the eventual outcome. So, 始まります。今から、英語話す。英語で話す。ごめんなさい。ちょっと日本語使いますよ。So, last year, September, 去年の9月 I started a Japanese class. 毎水曜日行きます。日本語のクラス。And I get to have like free conversation with Japanese people, or I can do self-study with books or study with a Japanese person together using books, any kind of resource. So it's not structured at all. And I met this person, the person who introduced me to the class. So, 紹介の人、ジムで、トレーニングの場所で、日本語クラスがあります。来てください。So I learned about this class, and I decided to go. It was on a Wednesday, so it was, not out of the way. The location is pretty close by my house. The person who introduced me to the class, they offered to take me to the class on Wednesdays after work. The class is between 7 p.m. and 9 p.m. All right, so it's late after work. So I started the class, and in October, I went to class one day in November, and they told me about this Japanese speech contest for foreigners, 外国人ね. And immediately I said, oh yes, I want to do it. I want to do it. And I started writing my script or essay or speech immediately on the spot. The theme was freedom, but they said you can write about anything. But I didn't like that. I was iffy about that. If there's a theme, then you need to write according to the theme. But anyway, 4年前ぐらいスピーチコンテスト外国人からのアイディアがありました。So I had the idea to organize a speech contest where foreigners could participate, specifically teachers, and that students could potentially judge. I always had this idea, and I recently shared this idea again with a group I'm a part of now, that could potentially set it in motion and get it off the ground. But lo and behold, this contest has been around. I just had no idea about it. And I think a lot of people don't know about it. So if you are a foreigner in Japan, ask around. If you go to a class, ask around if there are any kind of speech contests for foreigners. Because I'm pretty sure this was not, it's not isolated to just where I live. So you should ask around if you're interested in that. No, 私の日本語、下手下手です。あと、5年間、少し話せます。 But for that reason, because Japanese has been just a challenge for me, and I think my strategy, which is book studying, bunpo dake itsumo benkyou shimasu, and maybe that's not the best way to go. So I needed to do more conversation, but I think I take a long time to think. Nagai jikan. So I'm always shy about using the Japanese I know, and so I also don't do much active listening. I think it's just hard, and I think people don't adjust their speed for me. But nevertheless, I thought this was a great challenge for me. I wanted to do something unexpected, different. I wanted to do something challenging where I knew that the odds would be against me. So like I said, I started writing my script the same night they told me about it. I knew what I was going to write about, right? And so I'll share, the content of my script before I talk about what happened, how I prepared, and what was the eventual outcome. So in my script, I basically wrote about this dream I had in high school. So when I was in high school, I had this book that I asked my friends to sign. And at the front of the book and at the back of the book, I wrote about me. Jibunde, right? Jibun ni suite, noto, memo. So at the back, I wrote some dreams I had, things I wanted to do. The main one was I wanted to travel the world. And I wrote my top maybe 5 or 10 countries that I wanted to visit. And I remember that Japan, Nihon, was in my top 3. And in brackets, I wrote a little note that I want to live in Japan one day. Right? Now, I kind of forgot about that. Eventually you leave college, you leave high school, you go to sixth form, you go to college. Life hits you in the face. Things are hard after college. I don't remember any of that, but I still was very interested in seeing the world. I've always been interested in that. I wrote that my image of Japan was that it would be a whole new world, and so I was interested in seeing this whole new world, this thing that, this culture that I knew would be so different from what I was accustomed to. And that's why I was so interested. I also thought that Japanese was just cool. When I see kanji, I'm like, kanji. And I love writing kanji. I just think it's kakoi. It's just cool, right? I love kanji. So I'm like, Japanese is cool. And I love kimono, yukata. I love what I see. It's just different, right? And I wanted to experience that. So that was why I wanted to live in Japan. So I wrote that, I kind of pushed my dreams aside after, some time after college, really. And I wasn't actively thinking about it. But, coming to Japan and remembering that, oh my God, I had this dream has helped me to dream again. So my title was actually Futatabi Yume o Miru Jiyu wo, which means the freedom to dream again. So I felt like coming here and seeing this dream I had literally written down unfolding was just an encouragement for me to believe that, the things I want to happen can happen. And so that was the essence of my speech. And I thought about how being in Japan helped me to learn about myself, because I experienced new things like the 4 seasons, like a winter, which is actually my favorite season right now, incidentally. And so I also sang a little. I love singing, and so I sang a little within my speech. And that's what I wrote about. So in the preparations, it was hard to, I feel, for those who are helping me to translate, to, I think, grasp the essence of some of my sentences. And so it was challenging in the beginning, and I almost did not submit a speech because I thought, I don't want to put you through a whole lot of trouble for me to do this speech. I almost didn't do it. But they said, no, it's okay. So they helped me. I got the help. And actually, one of my coworkers who's from Canada, she knows Japanese pretty well, and I think she really helped me to get a grip and set things in motion. So because she knows Japanese and she knows English, and at first I use an app to translate everything, right? And of course the apps are not very accurate, and sometimes the language is not the most appropriate. So after doing that, I asked her for help, and she really helped me to take another big step in translating it. And then I went back to those at the class I went to and got their help to polish it, and so everything was good. I also had to cut out some parts of it because it needed to be a 3-minute speech. You know, if it's too long or too short, you could lose points, as you can imagine. So you needed to follow the guidelines. So I cut out some things. So I finished translating and I submitted it. Somebody submitted it on my behalf. So now I needed to practice. And I was told about this speech about maybe, I feel like I was told maybe 3 weeks before the submission date. It was pretty close. If it's not 3 weeks, it was a month, maybe. So yeah, I got writing immediately, and yeah, that happened. So in preparing, I asked somebody to record the speech for me so I could get the pronunciation right. And I also sat down with them, and I have some understanding of the Japanese language, having been here, 6 years. So I would make checks about, okay, is it okay for me to do pauses here? Because I have understanding of, the little parts that you need to say together, but this is a whole bulk. So I got an understanding of, okay, these are the areas where I needed to pause. And I went through and checked with a Japanese person. I also made sure I understood the content. Like of course I wrote the English, but I made sure for each Japanese sentence, I understood what I was saying. And I knew that once I understood that, I could emote and gesture appropriately, which is important. And this is something I always tell my students. This is how I advise them when they do their speeches. And you know what? I wanted to do this and be able to share it with my students because I know they struggle with English and with speeches. And, you have to admire the effort they put in there because it ain't easy, right? And I wanted to show them that, I challenged myself too and gave it my best. And, I'm so pleased about the outcome. But anyway, back to what I was saying before. So every night I would practice. So I broke my speech up into 3 sections. I made sure I understood what I was saying for each line. Broke up my speech in 3 sections, recited the first section. I recited it while I made sure I could read it fluently. And eventually recited it where I didn't have to look. It wasn't perfect, but once that was good enough, I went on to the second section, did the same thing. And then did the first and second, tried to memorize the first and second section. When it was satisfactory, even if not perfect, I went to the third section, memorized, and then tried to execute the second and third section, and then eventually everything. Now, every night almost, I would take half an hour, 1 hour to just recite it. And of course, with my gestures and all. And the gestures came naturally because, in the Western culture, I think
we gesture naturally with our hands. Like, I'm not even... this comes naturally. Well, maybe not this, but,
We speak with our bodies, with our faces, right? So the facial expression, everything is natural for us, right? And I got to practice once. I got to share once in front of everybody in the class. But before that day, because we all went on winter break, so I didn't have a lot of opportunity to kind of work one-on-one, with people. But I did share my speech with maybe a few people, like maybe 2 people, and asked, what do you think about it, to get feedback. And they said good. I was always worried that, I wonder if they have a good understanding of speech and the execution of speech to give me like critical feedback, because I really wanted that, right? Well, anyway, before performing in front of everyone in my class, I was in a room separately with a few persons practicing. And of course, they were timing me. And at that point, I had familiarized well with everything. So I could read it pretty fluently with minimal mistakes. And each time I did that, I noticed I was about 3 minutes, 10 seconds. So pretty good on time. Anyway, I did well in the room, but remembering everything from my head, then that's when I would mess up. And when I performed in front of everyone, I made a lot of mistakes, but that was okay, right? I think I have a video of that. I might just kind of insert it. So yeah, of course, we went on winter break. So during winter break, I'm practicing. Practice. Lenchu. And then the day came I performed. So there were 18 contestants, all foreigners, a lot of people from Indonesia. I'll probably write them, yeah, somewhere here. But there were 18 contestants, and yeah, I came out on top, and I think I didn't tell anybody about this. Like, my coworkers did not know, except for like the girl who helped me. But my closest coworkers, I did not tell. And I wasn't interested in doing that because it wasn't about anybody else but me. I wanted to challenge me, and I didn't want the pressure. I didn't want people asking me,
Well, how is this going? Is it okay? I just didn't want the drama, right? I didn't want pressure, not drama, but pressure.
so I kept it quiet and just did what I needed to do. And yeah, I won. And I think I'm going to do maybe a live video of me performing this speech. This video is long enough, right? They awarded 4 persons, right? And I had a friend there she was such an amazing cheerleader for me. I mean, she was just screaming, and the support was great. Even though I didn't tell much people, the support was amazing, right? So for the prize, I got I haven't opened anything, right? I just haven't. And this happened last week, Monday. So anyway, I got a certificate. This is my name in Japanese. I don't want you to really see mine. Probably shouldn't do that. This is my name in Japanese. And they wrote it on a paper and put it there because, of course, they didn't know who was gonna win, right? So, you can read maybe a part of it. Yeah. So I got this case for that lovely certificate. You do get a cash prize. And actually, this speech contest, there were 2 categories. And one category was strictly for students. And for that category, you actually won 50,000 yen first prize. So guys, check it out. If you're interested in this sort of thing, check it out, right? I got this little box. I have a feeling it's a pen. That's another gift they give you. And everybody got this, right? So for my cash prize, it was a little smaller. I haven't gotten the cash yet, I think. I think they're gonna mail. And you don't get hard cash. You get a I know, I knew it. It's a pen. I knew it. You get a Mitsubishi pencil. Oh, it's a pencil. You get a, what do you call that thing? Oh, they have the name on it. There you go, Nihongo no Speech Contest 2022. Oh. So I'm just opening this. I have not touched anything, right? I'm doing this on camera. I got some envelopes. I love these, and I love the, actually put this pretty thing over it. That's nice. So let's open the first one. I actually got a call 2 days ago. I think it was Friday. I got the call to come for an interview in February. I'm not sure why it's Nigatsu, but I will go for some sort of interview. Right? Oh, maybe you do get it. Yeah, it's a gift card. That's the word. So every participant is awarded a 500 yen gift card, right, to use wherever, whenever. So that is this 500 yen gift card. So I will be going for some sort of interview, follow-up in February. Again, my Japanese is so bad, but I'm gonna do my best. So far, when they speak to me on the phone, they're very accommodating, and they speak at a very comfortable pace for me, and they use simple Japanese. So far it's been a good experience communicating with them. Yokatta desu ne. Yeah, so I got it. Oh my god, I got it. So I got my 10,000 yen gift card as well. Can you see that? So that's the main prize. So again, just opening this on camera. We'll see where I can spend this. I got this. I don't know what this is. I have not looked inside. No idea. So, let's see. Oh, look at this. Something fell out. So, look at that. Aww. Yay. So this is a pencil and I think this is tape. Correction tape. Really nice stationery. And let's see what else is inside here. Ooh, I think this is an umbrella. Aww. I do think they have sponsors. So this is an umbrella. card and a file, and that's it. That's it. So I'm so yokata. Like, I'm really happy as a black girl, as a Jamaican girl, as a Caribbean girl, and my friend who was cheering me on there, she's also Caribbean. She's from Trinidad and Tobago. If I got that right.
If you'd like to join the squad, subscribe, like, and comment, because cheering is caring. See you next time we take the